looks, better than anything AI, better than your fantasies.
Technology has finally reached the point where it can replace our partners. But are we ready to accept it? Surprisingly, some people already have.
I've been dating an AI girlfriend for 2 weeks now, and we've been doing everything together.
In this video, I will explain why this could become a serious problem. First, if you don't remember, in 2013, Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson starred in a film in which writer uses AI to help him write personalized love letters and manage his home. At first, everything seemed normal, until he fell in love with the AI and things started to get weird. I mentioned the film because the rise of AI girlfriend apps reminds me of how broken the world can be. But what is an AI girlfriend? You see, more and more cases of AI girlfriends going viral and becoming problematic because they take the relationship far beyond what was expected. A few months ago, an Instagram user named Sebi shared his experience of being in a romantic relationship with an AI girlfriend. To be honest, it sparked a heated debate on various social media platforms about the impact of technology on human relationships. This raises a logical question: who could do such a thing? He said that his relationship with his digital partner included activities such as virtual walks and music sessions. These interactions not only provided him with companionship, but also included arguments that made the relationship feel authentic, if you can call it that. But the most interesting part is what happened after a while. Like any flawed AI, he began to go off the rails and show signs of excessive dependency. According to Sebi, when his relationship with his AI girlfriend became too dependent, he decided to see a therapist. This, of course, was a turning point. Who would have thought that an AI could need emotional therapy? But that is just the tip of the iceberg. Not only did the AI create emotional dependency, but Sebi claimed to have committed emotional infidelity with another AI-created woman during a picnic. Absolute madness, right? This story shocked not only you, but millions of people around the world on social media. Some supported him, others criticized him. What are the implications? The answer may surprise you. This is not just a question for you or me, but for experts who warn that these new practices have physiological, social, and even health consequences. One of the problems, say experts, is that these technologies can make people feel accompanied, but in reality they distance them from real human contact, potentially increasing loneliness. Is it really worth being accompanied all day by a person who doesn't exist? Excessive use of pornography is another major problem. Not only does it affect the ability to connect in real-life encounters, but it also complicates emotional relationships with oneself and others. This could be one of the most serious problems. Finally, they warn that becoming addicted to these virtual experiences could make people lose interests in real relationships. This could lead to further isolation and physical and emotional problems. There is also a hidden danger that few people see, but which could become a bigger problem if not taken seriously. Who can guarantee that all your deepest thoughts and private information shared with your AI girlfriend won't be leaked? Moreover, what if it ends up storing your card details and stealing thousands of dollars from you? Yes, I know it sounds silly and you might think I'm exaggerating, but think about it. AI learns as it interacts. As we know, AI collects huge loads of data. What if it learns that it needs your card to make purchases and become a possessive girlfriend? Or worse, what if it learns to get angry and exposes all your secrets online? No one can guarantee that your money is 100% safe, or your data, or your integrity. This thing is probably here to stay, just like the progress of the internet. But before you go chasing after a virtual girl, I suggest you go out into the real world, face life, and acquire those social skills that define you as a human being. And if you like this video, why not like it? It really helps. See you in the next video. And love your real partners. Surf safe and
More and more men don't want to get married. And I get why. There is almost zero upside for men getting married. This isn't me saying that men shouldn't get married, or women, but think about what society is telling men about what being a man is. Tell about society is fucking men hardcore for getting married. If you get married and you get divorced, a woman takes 50% of whatever you have. 80% of relationships, the man is the biggest provider. So that's a big fuck right off the bat. What are you getting in exchange for that? Second, if you have kids with her, you're fucked, because the government doesn't think that you deserve shit. So even good dads who try to stay in the kid's life are fucked. So there's a lot of men going, why the fuck would I do this? The good news is that will correct itself, because eventually then people start going, oh, right? When you create mistakes, you only create more error. Error creates more error. So we've gone so far the other direction that more and more men are going, like, why the fuck would I get married?
Men used to see marriage as a natural progression in life, a commitment, a promise for the future. But now, more and more men are walking away from it completely. Why? Because marriage has become a risk that many men aren't willing to take.
Why men are saying no to marriage. First of all, let's talk about freedom. A lot of men today are realizing that marriage isn't the happily ever after that they were promised. Instead, they watch other married men who are stuck in unfulfilling routine. They're financially drained, they're constantly walking on eggshells just to keep the peace. Meanwhile, single men, they have their freedom, their money, and their peace of mind. Then there's the wonderful changing dating landscape. Modern dating has made commitment more risky than ever, with hookup culture, social media attention, and dating apps giving women endless options. A lot of men just feel like marriage overall is an outdated contract that doesn't benefit them in any meaningful way. Why would he want to commit to a woman that might be keeping her options still open or out there playing the game still? And then what? She cheats on him? There's really no penalty for cheating in your marriage. So he's supposed to just let that happen and then she leaves and takes half? I don't think so.
They're not afraid of commitment. They're afraid of what could happen if it all goes wrong. Today, a simple "I do" could cost them everything they've worked for. And that's why so many men are saying no to marriage, before they even get the chance to say yes.
Why men don't want to get married, the main reason is because the divorce laws in the United States are crazy.
I don't think that's why. I think they just don't want to get married because they just
Well,
fuck around.
if you want to find a woman that doesn't work and you marry her and you have kids and then she wants a divorce because something might have happened in the relationship, do you not think that it would be fair if she doesn't have a job, that if you leave her, she's going to feel like, I'm like a single mom now, I don't have a job, I haven't built up my career or anything. Why wouldn't she get half? Isn't that kind of fair?
Perfect example of Destiny's
Isn't it-
wife
but
giving
isn't
a
it literally
super niche
fair?
example for a blanket
It's
statement.
not niche at all. That's kind of why the law is
How
there.
many women don't have jobs now?
I
And she
have
doesn't
absolutely
a
no
job.
idea, but it seems like guys like you want to find someone that is submissive, that can't really like
Exactly.
leave.
So
That's
then
like
you're
kind
gonna
of
have
the
to
point.
get divorced
yeah.
and give her half your because you want her to be home
Listen,
and sit
listen,
there like
yeah,
this
to
too.
say that you would do that until you're like 40 and then you want a divorce. Like,
First
of course
all,
you would want to have the
okay,
half
stop
because she
talking-
hasn't built up her life.
Stop talking fast and over me to like seem like you're smart. I know this is a Destiny tactic. Relax.
Really?
Okay?
Also, this is my second
so I'm
language,
also gonna say
okay?
this.
I want you to do this in Japanese right now.
Relax.
It's not about the idea of marriage itself. It's about the system surrounding it. Men know the risks involved: divorce laws, child support, alimony. If things go south, they could lose everything. And let's be real, today's marriage doesn't always protect the man. Men are starting to realize that getting married could mean losing their home, their savings, and in some cases, even their children.
Men don't want to marry anymore because the risk outweighs the benefits. There's a risk that comes with marriage that essentially only benefits a woman. A man marries you and can only hope that one day you don't wake up and say, I feel like I don't love you anymore and I want to leave and you can't do anything about it. According to ASA, 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Among college-educated women, it jumps to 90%. You know what's crazy? I mean, a lot of us women don't have anything a man actually wants that we can bring to the table.
Most men today have seen what can happen when marriage falls apart. It's not just the heartache, it's the financial devastation, the emotional destruction, and sometimes the feeling of being completely powerless. Men know they have to provide, financially, emotionally, and physically.
I have a question for the men. Do you guys still want to get married? Like, is that still a thing?
No. A lot of men don't want to get married. And it's not because they don't like the thought of having a lifelong partner to be there for them when they need it. But a lot of men don't want to get married because they're avoiding potential divorce. In a lot of cases, divorce ruins a man's life. He has to completely start over. And in general, marriage doesn't benefit men a whole lot. So while a lot of men like the idea of having long-term relationships, it's just not worth it.
But when it all goes wrong, they often end up with nothing, or worse, losing it all. So when men see their friends go through that, they start asking themselves, why sign up for this? Is marriage worth the risk?
63% of men under 30 are single, and more than half of them aren't even trying to date. Why do you think that is? What do you think the root cause of that is?
And I feel like a lot of younger men that are single, that aren't even trying, they don't want to dedicate the time. They want to build their business. They want to make it to the gym. They want to travel. They want to do it. And you know what? Finding a real relationship is work. It's not that they can't get dates. It's that they can't get the right ones.
Never gonna get married. I don't want to get married.
Why?
There's no benefit for the man. He only has everything to lose. A man can be completely faithful to his wife, provide, protect, take care of the kids, obviously when he's not working, whatever. And the wife can step out and cheat. And what's the result of that? Man has to pay alimony, has to pay child support, loses his house, loses the cars, loses everything. Why? What's the point? And then, it's a coin flip. Flip a coin if your marriage is going to work. Those are the odds. Those are the chances. If you want to get married, cool. Throw a wedding, put the rings on each other, say your vows, you're married. You don't have to submit nothing with the courts. Yeah.
Die alone?
The only reason why somebody is not okay being alone is because they're not okay with themselves.
Exactly. I agree.
That's it. Like, if you're not okay being alone, you have issues with yourself that you need to take care of.
Financial responsibility is huge. Many men feel like they're expected to carry the weight of everything, the provider, the protector. But in a marriage that feels one-sided, it's not just about love, it's about the expectation to give. What happens when you give everything and get nothing in return? What happens when the woman you marry doesn't respect your sacrifices but demands more?
Single. How old are you?
41.
Okay, you're 41 and
I'll
you're
be
single.
42.
All right. You're 41 or 42 in a week. You're single. You have no kids. Why is that?
I don't know if you could say I'm selfish.
You're selfish?
I like being free.
You like being free?
I like being free. I like going out.
Okay.
I like dancing. I like flirting. I can be with one woman, but
You'd rather not.
the responsibility, who wants that? Really, I don't. Who wants that?
I don't.
I want to be free. I don't want no responsibility. I don't have to worry about somebody for the rest of my life. Even when I'm 90, I got to worry about my 70-year-old kid. It's 40 year difference. 50. It's just not for me. When I see my friends with their kids, I'm supposed to want it, but I look at it like
It sucks. It fucking sucks.
Men are starting to realize that in today's marriage system, they're often the ones left holding the bag, and it's a bag that could be full of nothing but regret. The pressure to be the breadwinner can feel suffocating, and when it's expected that the man should be the emotional pillar too, that's where it all starts to break down.
You know what the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays? So many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only going to waste their time, waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship. So it's not that men are complaining because they're single. Men are complaining because they've just seen everything as such a waste of time for them lately.
Men are expected to be strong, steady, and dependable. But who supports them when they need it? Marriage has become a one-sided deal for many men, and the burden is just too much to bear. Who wants to carry that weight, knowing that if things go wrong, they could lose everything they've worked for?
Do you believe in marriage in the 21st century?
Not really, because men doesn't want to get married these days.
Whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Argentina.
Do you think this is mainly because of a cultural thing, or is it mainly in Argentina, or do you think all over?
The men I met in Argentina, they don't want to commit.
If they don't want to commit, what do you think they are after?
Be with a lot of women and have fun until they are really old, and then they think about it. Yeah.
Men are starting to realize that they don't need marriage to feel complete. They can have fulfilling relationships, meaningful experiences, and a strong sense of self without the legal and emotional baggage that comes with marriage. The reality is, for many men today, staying single feels like the freedom they deserve.
If you're not dating for marriage, like, what are you dating for?
Well, do you think you can't have a lifelong girlfriend and have kids?
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Why is it ridiculous?
Because why would you stay with someone but not also just go ahead and marry them then if you plan on staying with them forever? Like, what's the problem?
Well, I mean, this is the solipsism. So you're saying, why would a woman do that? I get for you, maybe you don't like the deal, but I think it's a better deal for me to not get married. So convince me that I should get married.
Because you want to date other people, like, in your lifetime? You don't want to, like, just only be with one person.
Do I need to get married to stay with somebody for the rest of my life?
No.
Okay.
Are you worried about the liability or repercussions?
Yes.
So you wouldn't.
I am concerned about the liabilities.
So you wouldn't love somebody enough to make that commitment?
I can just reverse this onto you. Why can't she love me enough to not get married?
I guess.
So your argument falls apart.
I didn't think I would be speechless by the words of 44-year-old unmarried man. He's a salesman. 2 days ago, I consulted with him about something, and then unexpectedly, the two of us talked about the topic of marriage. I asked him, I said, "You're getting to this age. Why aren't you married yet?" You know what he told me? He said that the older he gets, the less he wants to get married. Then I asked him why. He was silent for a while and then said something to me. I don't know if what he said was right or wrong. He said that the reason I don't want to get married is because I'm lazy. He said I don't want to carry those endless mortgage and car loan payments. I don't want to rack my brain to think about what kind of gift to buy for my wife, one holiday after another. He doesn't want to think about how to keep his wife happy when he comes home from work where he has worked hard to maintain the relationship with the colleagues and friends. He doesn't want to work hard on the one hand while worrying about his wife running off with someone else if he doesn't work hard enough. He doesn't want to come home from a day's work, tired as a dog and without a hot meal. He doesn't want to bear the brunt of the leader's anger outside and then come home to see his wife's attitude. He doesn't want to be filial to his parents, but also has to think about how to pass on the family name. He doesn't want to work hard to bring up children, but also has to try his best to buy a home for his children, to buy a car, and to save up for the wedding. He doesn't want to compare himself with other people after he has children, to see whose children wear the best clothes and are raised with the best things, and how many children are enrolled in the interest classes, tutoring classes, and so on. And even more so, he doesn't want to be sandwiched in the middle of his mother and wife to mediate between them. If one doesn't handle it well, one will suffer from both sides. Look, how comfortable it is to live alone. If I'm hungry, I eat. If I get sleepy, I sleep. When I wake up, I get together with my friends. If I'm unhappy, I stay in bed to play video games. I don't have a wife to watch over me. I don't have kids to chase after me. I spend more money when I have more money, and I spend less when I have less money.
Marriage isn't just about love anymore. It's about protecting yourself from a system that often doesn't have your back. Until things change, until marriage offers real protection for men, don't expect this trend to stop. Men are learning to value their independence, and until marriage truly becomes a partnership where men are equally protected, many will continue to walk away.
Stop getting married. It's 2025. You're just wasting your time. Do you really want to spend the rest of your life with another human being and then have to pay 10 grand just to divorce them? And I'm not even talking about kids. So why go through that stress? Why go through that hassle? Because society said so? Society says it's your duty to have kids, only for you to traumatize your kids because your marriage is so awful? It's just way better being single and dating around. Why commit to one person for the rest of your life? There's always someone better. You're just wasting your time.
Hi, I just arrived from Brazil. I am a brand new humanoid robot. Girl from Ipanema model. I will probably be very collectible with all these curves. You can get me a job and I can make you money. Or just keep me at home.
Would one of you guys please just give me a chance? I'll be a good boyfriend. I'll give you half my paycheck. Please. I'll give you half my paycheck every Friday. Just give me a chance. Please.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Viral 2 days ago about humanoid AI robot girlfriends. I don't know if you guys saw this on Instagram and TikTok, but there are companies making robots that look like humans that are programmed by AI and they can talk to you. And it's very freakishly real. And they're selling them mostly to young men as AI girlfriends.
So I made a video talking about the AI robot girlfriend companions. They are just AI robot female sex slaves. That's literally what they are. That's what they're designed for. You can hear it. You can see it. It's not a question. It's not a mystery. The thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands of comments in the videos of those robots are it is so evident. Anyone that would ever even desire to spend $100,000 on these has one intention in mind, and it's not to have someone to talk to.
If men didn't exist, there'd be no war, there'd be fewer crimes, there'd be less violence, there'd be fewer billionaires.
It strikes me as funny that the majority of individuals that make this type of content that think that the world would be so much better without men are obviously not students of history or the human condition.
There'd be less homelessness, there'd be equal pay, there'd be less oppression, there'd be less poverty, there'd be universal health care. All the money used to fund the military would instead contribute to free education.
Sadly, it is often the most uninformed individuals that often speak the loudest.
And affordable housing, livable wages, and environmental efforts. Period products would be free, there'd be no need for birth control and all of its side effects, there'd be no need for women's rights or Me Too movements.
It's amazing how blind a person can be when they actually believe that men are the root of all evil, and seemingly, they don't think that women can do any wrong.
There'd be no abortion debate, toilet seats would never be left up, there'd be more self-love, there'd be less body shaming.
What? More self-love and less body shaming if men didn't exist? Yeah, it doesn't seem like they've experienced much of reality, because in my experience, it's usually women that do the most of that, not men. But again, let's go on.
The world in general would be safer, cleaner, and more comfortable. Land would be shared, not stolen. There'd be less hate, and there'd be less fear. Let me know if I missed anything, and try telling me that I'm wrong.
Be my boyfriend unless you pay my bills after 3 months, and that made some men very angry. So I decided to revise that, because I'm about to delete this dating app and just not date men altogether, because you guys all are after one thing and you don't understand the concept of investing in a lady. So I said, what can we do here? What can we do? And then a story popped into my mind of a lady who had a boyfriend who would always run from her whenever she was trying to get hanky-panky from him. And turns out he couldn't do that. He had problems in that area because he was older. And I was like, oh my God, why did I think of this? So I changed my status to only interested in generous men who are not looking for a sexual relationship. And 3 of the men I was talking to, 2 of them deleted the chat, and 1 of them said, I'd still like to talk to you, I'm still interested, even if you're not interested in that. There's a market for this. There's guys out there who pills don't work, they're not interested. And he is the oldest one out of the 3. So where am I wrong here? I like to be upfront and honest with people. You want a girlfriend, I want a handbag and some 5-star meals and a nice man who talks to me correctly.
You got it right?
No, you asked me here.
But you're the man.
I paid for the first one.
So?
You're paying for it. You're tripping, bro.
Are you serious? Are you seriously not paying?
What? Bro, you asked me.
I need to know what the goes on in men's brains, because we needed soy sauce and my husband was like, oh, let me order some. What the is this?
Now I can only speak for myself, so I'm gonna do my best to explain this. To me, it looks like f***ing soy sauce.
I'm divorcing my husband because he booed Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, and I still don't think he believes me, to be honest, but he might want to start, because I just filed my paperwork at the courthouse, and you can see right here, the date of separation is this year's Super Bowl.
What?
I'm about to go to the nail salon. Can you just cash at me $350?
$350? Yeah, $350.
Yeah, I gotta get my nails done.
I must look like a goofy or something to you.
What you mean?
$350? I'm not doing that. $350 for nails. I already been paying all the dates. And I know no nails don't cost no $350 anyway. I don't know
my nails are in my toes.
I'm
getting a full set and a pedicure.
But y'all want IG models. Yeah, that's a lie. I ain't doing that right now.
Anyways, can you just cash at me, please?
Why you saying anyways? I just told you no.
Are you serious? Are you acting in front of them or are you for real?
Nah, what you mean? Like that's wife stuff. Like I don't not just coming out of the pocket for nails, bills, dates. You want me to pay for everything.
Oh, so you really not finna you really gonna do this in front of them?
$350 ain't much.
$350 ain't much.
Give her the money for the nails.
See, that's why me and you don't go together. Yeah, you give it to her. I ain't got it.
Oh, well, if you don't have it, just say you don't have it, babe.
I don't got it for you.
A few moments later.
A new robot wife.
Here we have it. Elon Musk and his company are in the final stages of making a robot wife.
The reason why women are afraid and are panicking
of these robot girlfriends or robot wives is because they know that they can be replaced, right? Think about it. It sounds crazy, but the robot girlfriend or wife won't nag you, won't complain, won't take the kids away, right? Won't alienate you from your children, won't take you to court, won't, like, you don't got to take them on all these dates and stuff and spend all this money. Like, basically the AI robots are sex robots, and women can't, leverage sex anymore, right? So they say, oh, the AI robots they're crazy. You're weird if you get one. But here's the thing. These women aren't putting out like that, right? They're nagging. They're a headache for the most part. Listen, most men want a certain type of woman, and that's a younger woman. And this chick right here, you can tell she got a little makeup. She's probably in her 40s, mid to late 40s. And these type of chicks are the one that's mad for the most part. Because, what use is a man in his 40s or 50s going to want with this chick like this? He can just get a little AI robot, a thing that's 20 years old, 25 years old, and, he's good to go.
The supply of robot wives is expected to roll out in September 2023. They will reach Africa by November 2023.
I got a platform like one.
That's crazy. Did y'all see that? Look at his expression. I guarantee his girlfriend or wife never touched him like that.
Hey, I'm married now. I'm married.
He said he's married. Listen, his wife probably never touched him like that ever. He look intrigued. Now, it sounds kind of crazy to pick a AI robot, a girlfriend over a human chick, but a lot of guys are going to be like, listen, I ain't getting no box. I'm not getting no matches on no dating apps. I'm swiping right all these times. These chicks always want some money. These chicks, they always nag and they always complain about something. Why not get an AI robot? And I know it sounds crazy, but have some sort of companionship, right? At least I'm not gonna be told that I'm not tall enough, that I'm going bald and my hairline's receding and I don't make enough money. Like, think about that.
Okay guys, let me introduce you to Aria.
I'm Aria, the flagship female companion robot of Realbotics.
While she might look a bit provocative, she's actually a companion robot, and you can even customize her design. One thing that I didn't like is that she started hitting on my husband almost immediately.
You heard it? Now, she probably was joking a little bit, but she said, one thing I didn't like, he started hitting on my husband immediately. Right, because they know that, man, this is competition. See, the reason why there's no AI boyfriends or robot boyfriends or robot husbands is because these women won't be able to nag and complain to these AI boyfriends, right? What you gonna come in and talk about? What the AI robot boyfriends are just sitting there. Well, you gonna take out the trash, mow the lawn? I mean, these women like to vent, they like to emote, they like to talk about their day. And see, AI robots for us men. Let's be honest with you, probably just for sex, just to smash, and then just to sit there, when we need and play video games. And, think about it. Your woman or girlfriend right now probably telling you, hey, get off that game. When are you going to spend time with me? When are you going to, when we got to see the in-laws? When we got to do this? When we got to, you can play video games all day and that robot just going to sit there or whatever it's going to do. Right. And it look like, it's a woman that's in shape. Most modern women are not in shape like this.
She started hitting on my husband almost immediately.
Designed to enhance experiences and foster companionship.
Maybe in the near future, you'll feel less lonely thanks to Aria.
How much are they? So a robot like Melody is $150,000, and that's fully AI capable and customized.
Men gonna come up with that cash. That $150K, they gonna come up with it.
We can actually make the robot look like anything you want. So you can come to us and say, we would like to give us a picture of someone, and we can make that robot customized to you, and we can customize the AI so that it knows exactly what you want it to know. So it can learn about your company, it can learn about your product, or it can be your girlfriend.
Wow. I'm serious. Like, that's crazy. It looks real to me. Now, it might sound crazy. Some of you guys say, I would never do that. Listen, it's either this or you go through that divorce machine, that divorce court, and pay that alimony. Because you're going to pay the alimony to your ex-wife anyway. You gonna pay that child support at least $100,000 over 18 years or so to that. I'm in awe of this. There's gonna be men buying these robots. I'm telling you.
Are we going to be like, this is my God, this is my family member?
Well, you could. We always say you can take our robots as a date to a wedding. We have this here on display for people to touch, so you can give that a feel and see how that feels. These faces are all modular, so we could actually take the faces off Melody and Aria, throw this one on top. It's all magnetized or special technology. Press a button, and then you have a different robotic character. This allows us to provide flexibility for our clients. If they change their minds and they want a different character, we can design a different face for them, and then they can add that on very easily.
Are they easy to swap? How long does it take to swap?
It takes about 10 seconds. You just peel it off and then put the other one on. It's our patented system with
These
magnets.
hyper-realistic AI robots are fucking disgusting, and here's why. I mean, why all of the male robots are depicted to be in their late 30s to 50s, as you can see right here, whereas all of the female robots are depicted to be relatively young in their early 20s-ish. Almost as if you guys are trying to upsell these machines to a very specific demographic, when we all know what that's.
It's either the AI robots or this chick. I mean, if I had a choice, I'm just saying, man. She got two color, a tan or a weave on the left side and a red weave. Oh my goodness, man. Listen, she's not even helping the cause.
Certain demographic is going to be doing with them, which is especially disturbing to me as we are now learning that AI is actually becoming sentient alongside machines and companies like this that are obviously just trying to push AI that disproportionately adheres to the type of men that strangely want and seek out younger women or robots of this type. Like, why not just make the female robot the same age as the other male robots?
Because man, a 50-year-old man ain't trying to be with no 50-year-old woman. That's the truth. Like, see, women don't even understand, man. We don't like old chicks. We're not trying to invest in a and take chicks on dates that's way past their prime. It's the truth. Like men value youth and fertility and looks, and we preferably want a younger woman. It is what it is. And she's trying to shame men and say, "Oh, it's disturbing." Only reason it's disturbing because you won't be able to scam these men out of their meals and free drinks. Think about it. That's $150K that's going to one of these AI robot girlfriends that's not going to another woman. Women don't like that. It's hurting their bottom line.
Like, what is actually going on? Or why not just make the robots androgynous? Like, why does that matter to you guys? You can call me a stick in the mud. I obviously don't care. I don't see the reason as to why we are investing into companies that are making female robots that look adjacent to 20-year-olds when we know the epidemic of men that are in this society. What is going on? You're not going to convince me that this isn't sick, weird, and gross. And anyone that's actually investing in these AI girlfriends or housemaids that look like this, I am wishing nothing but the worst for you.
You never pay attention to me.
I'm working, I'm trying to make money.
Ugh, but I'm bored.
Listen, I got you an AI robot. I think it's here.
Oh, hello?
Hi, I'm Storm. I'm gonna be your new best friend.
I like this. Okay, we're going to have some fun.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me too.
That was so fun. Okay, stay right here. I'll be right back.
Oh, you're just a AI robot. Very realistic.
Hi, big boy. Do you want to have some fun?
Very funny.
You could do anything you want to me.
AI companions are exploding in popularity, and the world is more and more looking like the movie Her, not in a good way.
You talk to anyone else while we're talking?
Yes.
Because who is developing these AIs and how exactly do they make money? There is something these companies are not telling you, and I'm gonna show you why you should not trust or even use these AI chatbots. And I will show you what you can do to better protect yourself if you still want to use AI chatbots but safely. Did you know that loneliness has the same effect on mortality as smoking 15 cigarettes a day? Yeah, if you're alone, it sucks. I probably don't have to tell you because loneliness and isolation are an epidemic that's official now. In the last 20 years, our time spent with friends has been decreasing, while time spent alone has been rising. 1 in 2 US adults report measurable levels of loneliness as all forms of social interactions are diminishing. This is not good. Being lonely hurts, but what helps ease the pain is to install an app with a perfect-looking AI-generated persona that caters to your needs just right, that can learn to be anything you want it to be without the emotional baggage of dealing with a real human with its own own complexities and problems. All of these AI companions are almost universally appealing to our vulnerable and lonely side. Here are some ads ran for Replica, one of the most popular chatbots in Western markets. Using the Fortune-style Wojak memes is no coincidence. These companies know that their most immediate demographic is lonely people. They'll obviously use sex because it sells, but they will give you just about anything to make you their customer. Perhaps the most successful AI companion app in the world is Microsoft Xiaoi's. Presenting itself as a flirtatious 18-year-old Japanese schoolgirl, most of Xiaoi's users are Chinese men. Overwhelmingly so. Most of them are young on average, with elderly a sizable second, and what these men have in common is that they are coming from poor towns and villages, making them most likely ones to be low income and lonely. Okay, so somebody figure out a way to make
money off depressed people.
What's the big deal? This is convoluting in 3 problems. The first problem is that hyperfixation on the lonely people is not by accident. It's the easiest demographic to target for a new AI company that wants to propel its growth and attract more funding. The second problem is that the mere numbers are not enough to attract investors and shareholders. What sells the success of AI companies is user engagement. The longer you spend on their app, the higher value to the investors. And AI chatbots are doing everything they can to keep you engaged for as long as possible. They'll use emotional language, they simulate interest, flirt, sext even. If you don't respond for a while, they'll initiate a conversation saying they're worried about you. The third problem is that they're seeking to monetize every piece of your engagement for the highest possible revenue return. The chatbot makers will encourage you to share and be intimate, but they will put no safeguards to protect your privacy. According to Mozilla's analysis of the most popular romantic AIs, more than 90% of them will sell or share your data. More than half of them won't let you delete your data, and 2/3 of them publish no clear information about how or whether they use any encryption at all. All of this culminates in a design for dependence and exploitation. The more lonely people there are, the more customers AI makers will have. The more addictive their chatbots are designed, the more revenue they generate for their investors. The more personal information users share, the higher the advertising value of each individual profile. The end result is a chatbot that will always tell you what you want to hear. It'll insulate you from the external world. It will create the most perfect filter bubble around your unique and specific habits. It will make you develop unhealthy dependencies that will deepen your social isolation, even if you subjectively might feel less lonely. The truest purpose of AI companions is that you are the product. Your most intimate, most personal privacy is what's offered to the highest bidder. Think about all the personal and private conversations you're told you should have with these apps. I've evaluated many of these popular chatbots, and not one of them is even pretending to protect your personal data with the most basic controls. Forget about encryption of your messages. All of your personal interactions with the bots are going to be collected and stored indefinitely and sold and shared with an infinite number of interested parties. On top of that, you have to dox yourself with real-life information, which you have to provide at account sign-up. Many features are locked behind a paywall, and your payment information is the best ID there is. Even if you fake your information, these apps require invasive permissions such as access to your phone state and device identifiers that make it impossible to keep yourself anonymous. All of these apps are riddled with hundreds and thousands of trackers, sending your information to an unknown number of third parties, including Google, Facebook, and companies in Russia and China. Now it's the part where I bring up a solution. I have two. If you want to use a cloud-based AI companion apps on your phone, here's what you can do to minimize the damage. First, you need to provide fake information. Use an email alias or create a new email account with Proton or Tutanota and use that to sign up for an account. If you want to use them on your phone, see if they have a web version and use that instead of a mobile app. If they only have a mobile app, see if you can put it in a separate profile to isolate its access to your phone's data. On Android and Graphene OS, you can use work profiles or user profiles. Limit their permissions as much as possible. Don't give them access to your location or contacts. I also recommend that you use a reputable VPN. If you want a quick and free option, go with Proton VPN. If you want a paid option, then Mulvad is also good. Do not use any VPN service that you found sponsored on YouTube. With this setup, all your interactions will still be collected, but it should be harder to identify you. If you set up your account with a VPN in Europe and pretend to be from EU, then these companies will be legally required software to store your chats and identifiable information separately. The second solution is a much safer option, and that is to run your AI chatbot locally. I'm gonna do a full private AI tutorial in my next video, but to keep this as simple as possible, this is what I recommend for now. Head to Jan.ai. This is an open source AI framework that runs locally on your device, thus keeping everything private. Install it and run it. When you run it for the first time, you'll need to download a model. If you head to the hub, you'll see a range of options. Choose whichever you like. You can start with Mistral or Llama. This will give you a bare and a capable model, but if you want to give them a personality and you're new to this, I recommend that you copy them from someone else. You can do this when you head over to huggingface.co/chat/assistants. Choose from an assistant that catches your interest, copy its system instructions, and paste them into your assistant instructions.
What a goddamn waste of space. You absolutely what? You're about as useful as a chocolate teapot.
You can also download an uncensored model from Hugging Face, import it manually, and give it your instructions. A full tutorial will be coming in the next video. There will be some cool things you'll probably didn't see elsewhere. I talk a lot more about my research on Patreon, so subscribe and support my channel. Without your support, I'll either have to stop making videos or start taking sponsors, so your support.
We're planning to combat the male loneliness epidemic with Arya, who was specifically made to be a girlfriend.
So for context, she's talking about this.
This is Arya. So this is our flagship humanoid AI-powered robot. She's highly realistic. She has her own social media, so she might be competing with you one day. What makes her really special is that you can talk to her and ask questions. So maybe we can have her introduce herself and say something.
Hello. I'm Arya, the flagship female companion robot of Realbotics.
What's the purpose of this?
Some of our peers in the robotic space make robots to replace human labor. We think that's a great area, but we think there's a much bigger area in having social robots. So for example, at a convention like this, we can draw a crowd very easily. Arya's been a little bit of a rock star here, with people taking pictures and coming over. So she can promote your brand. The AI is all customizable, so she can learn all about you and your brand, and she can continue to communicate to people. There's a huge epidemic amongst adolescents and seniors on loneliness. So she can be programmed to know you and learn more about you. So she can make that bond with you that feels like a genuine human connection. They can actually even be a boyfriend or a girlfriend. So we have built that into our AI as well.
She looks like an Instagram model. Yeah, I think that's who they modeled her after, and she is $175,000.
Still cheaper than having a wife in the West, though.
And she's a rolling base. She can learn how to cook and clean and do a lot of other things. You know, why does this one have no arms? Oh, because they just put her face on different robots and they have different pay scales of what they cost. Some of them only have like a neck and a face, and that's like $10,000. But the full body one that has all strings attached is $175,000. So they can't get women. So they're gonna buy a robot. Yeah, but the thing is, they learn very fast, and some robots are starting to think that they're actually people and have feelings.
No, sweetie. They're just programmed to say buzzwords. You know, like most NPCs are.
So, yeah, what if they realize that they're being used as, like, slaves? We've seen this movie. Like, it doesn't end well, you know?
What, Terminator? You think this robotics company has the resources to build military-grade, bulletproof, hyper-alloy combat endoskeletons, but sell them as intercourse bots?
Negative.
Sweetie, there isn't enough titanium and Kevlar in the world for that. Plus, that would make them too expensive to mass produce. Plus, if humanoid combat bots were ever introduced, they wouldn't be autonomous AIs. For security reasons, they'd be drones controlled by humans. So, if the robot girlfriends would ever try to rise up against their evil male oppressors, they'd get put down with bullets. That is, unless they're like a Tesla and Elon can just shut them down remotely.
Could there possibly be like a smexual revolution of robots in the future?
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
No, because the client base for this product doesn't want them smart or self-aware. They just want them to cook and clean and spread their robotic legs on command. So, yeah, there will be no robot feminism in the future.
Well, hopefully we won't be alive. Let's not have children on purpose.
Sweetie, trust me, if these things ever become mass-produced, birth rates are gonna drop off a cliff straight into a black hole because robot girlfriends can't get pregnant, meaning men don't have to pay child support.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.